Andrew, I'd like to ask you about the funding of CMC complaints now that the legal ombudsman is going to deal with this area. Do you at first followers think this is a fair way to pay for it, firstly? And are there concerns at the level of complaints that may come through from disgruntled clients?
Yeah, I'll sort of split that into two sections really. We did lobby around the process that they were going through to see if this was a fair way of dealing with managing complaints, and quite rightly that needs to be funded and paid for. However, unfortunately, we think it's totally disproportionate to actually the complaints market. The CMR's own figures showed that there were 3,000 complaints in 2012-2013, and 2,800 of those came out of claims management companies operating in the financial services sector. The remaining complaints were across the personal injury sector and industrial disease sector. So you can see there's a small fraction of complaints coming from our own industry, but we're expected to pay an equal amount to the levy that they're trying to raise. When you look at the facts in a little bit more detail, it works out at 3 complaints per claims management company operating in the PPI sector, compared to 1 complaint for every 12 CMCs operating in the personal injury sector. So on that level alone, it's a very unbalanced amount of money to try and levy from our industry when there are very few complaints coming up about our sector. Deeper down in the data, it shows that 80% of the complaints are coming from 5% of the companies. So actually, something needs to be tackled there, rather than looking at who's going to pay and fund this new complaints handling service. So we're not really worried that it's going to drive lots of more disgruntled people and complaints about our sector or even our organisation. We've invested a lot of money in customer services, good processes and systems to manage customers and manage customers' expectations, and it feels like we're getting unproportionately penalised for having invested this money in the first place and are asking to top up more. And then secondly, it's probably disproportionate because the smaller companies, which we feel are the ones that are probably getting most of the complaints, are paying a very nominal amount of money towards this, something as little as £75 a year, whereas certainly our organisation is running into the thousands. So in a market that's being squeezed and very cost conscious at the moment, they're now putting some more costs into it that makes it even more challenging to deal with. So it is rather unfortunate for us that we're having to swallow the pill of another industry in some respects that's giving everybody the bad name.